Good morning yet again to a beautiful Wednesday morning where we talk about everything family. And today we may not be talking about family, but we're talking about something that affects each individual, leadership. And we know that leaders are not born. Yeah, it's something that you can learn. Of course, you can be born as a leader in terms of you're firstborn and you're just a leader. Yeah, you have to be a leader anyway, or you're the first son of the firstborn of the first family of the what. So for you guys, it's obvious you have to, because you're born after a kavaka, so you're a prince. So you just have, when your father dies, man, there's no way you're going to run away from the thing. You have to put on a crown. So yes, we are going to talk about leadership, and we hope that this conversation shall shape how you think about yourself and how you behave in society, how you dress, how you talk, how you look, everything leadership in this morning. Of course, again, we're hosting Jesse Ainebyoona from the Inspired Leadership International, which is an organization that trains and mentors leaders here in Uganda, but also it is an international organization. It's a good conversation this morning. Make sure that you don't go anywhere. Like I mentioned, this morning we have a conversation with Jesse Ainebyoona, who comes from Inspired Leaders International, and this morning we talk about leadership. Good morning.
Morning, John.
How are you?
Wonderful.
Had yourself some breakfast?
Yes.
The children are doing well?
Perfect.
Last week we talked about a model father.
Yes.
Are you doing what you said that model fathers should be?
I'm doing my best to be the best father. That's my mantra.
Yeah.
To be the best version of myself.
Yeah.
As a father, as a husband, in everything I do.
As an individual.
As
a driver on the road.
I want to be the best me that I can be, and a better version.
Yeah.
And if everybody did that, think about it. I think it was Mother Teresa who said all it would take for us to clean up the whole world would be for everybody to just sweep in front of their house. If everybody did that, the world would be a clean place.
Sweeping for that's easy.
Uh-huh.
That can be done.
Exactly. So if everybody did it, that's the multiplier effect. It's a compounding effect. If everybody did that, we would have a clean place. So if every man committed to become a better father, a better leader in the home, we would have a world full of leaders. Families would be better. Yeah.
Wonderful. Today we talk about leadership, and the key question here is, who is a leader? Can anyone be a leader? Or those things that we keep hearing politicians say, me, I was born a leader from inside me. My gut says leadership.
Yes. Yeah, I must say that leaders are not born. Leaders are made.
But some are born, eh?
Well,
by like birthright.
For starters, all of us are born.
Okay,
All of us are born. All of us come to the world through the birth process.
Yeah.
But really, leadership has less to do with title.
Okay.
It has everything to do with the individual.
Good conversation. So position may not particularly say leadership.
Well,
because we might have an MD in the place, but really the guy who is leading and shaping things is not the MD.
Okay. When we talk about leadership, there are two things that we quite want to clarify.
Okay.
There are two things, and the first is the position.
Okay.
There are people who hold the position.
Yeah.
The managing director.
Yeah.
The head of department.
Yes.
The founder of this. The head of this.
Yes.
The leader of this. Director.
Yeah. Executive director.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That is the position.
Yeah.
The second thing that we want to clarify is the function.
Yeah. The influence.
The influence.
Yeah.
There are people who may not have the position.
Yeah.
But they play the function.
Yeah.
They play the function. You see trash dropped all over the place. You are not appointed to be the environmental expert in this area, but you take it upon yourself.
But when you
to do something,
see a bottle on the road, you just pick it up. Yeah.
You see a child crossing the road, you are not. That's not your job to help children to cross. But you stand by the roadside
and wait for them.
Put up your hand, and the cars stop, and the children can pass.
Yeah.
Or you see an elderly person crossing the road, and you simply help the person across. So there is functionality in leadership, and that's very profound.
Okay, and so what you're saying is that a position really doesn't matter.
It does matter because at the end of the day,
people will listen to that guy who has the position.
Exactly. positions, I mean, if you want to know how much position matters, I think about when the President of the United States, Barack Obama, was coming to Africa, to Kenya.
Yeah.
And I remember the airspace was closed.
Yes,
so many things happened.
Yeah.
Because
I mean, even Kampala, we swept, we built about what? As if he was coming.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He was the sitting president.
Yeah.
Fast forward later, he comes back as former president.
Yeah.
Hardly did anyone notice.
Exactly. And he showed up and traveled all over Africa.
Like a free man.
Yeah.
So that's the degree to which position. So because when you're in a position, you make laws that people have to follow. And that's why it's important for us to bring ourselves into these places. Because at the end of the day, if you shy away from positions of leadership, whoever goes there will make the laws that you and I have to follow.
Okay, so because when I am asking the question of position, I'm thinking, what should we be seeking out more? I want to be a leader, yeah?
Yes.
So if someone wants to be a leader, what should they be seeking out more, the influence or the position?
I would say both. Why? Because already all of us have got a certain sphere of influence. Wherever you are, you might be a father in the home.
Yeah.
You might be a worker in an organization.
Yeah.
We already have a place. We already have a platform.
Yeah.
We already have a pulpit that we all have.
Yeah.
So all I need to do is to maximize the space. In the place where I am, in the place where I work, there are people that I influence.
Yeah.
The way I carry myself, the way I do my work, if I'm an honest person, if I'm a person of integrity, if I'm a person who works hard and does an excellent job, there are so many people that are looking at me even when I don't know.
Okay.
So I may not be a prefect in school. I was never a prefect in school. As a matter of fact, I was never. But the way I used to carry myself, it's now I realize all that time I was a leader.
This
I
call
never
you a wannabe, maybe.
A
guy who is taxing, that guy who always has a white shirt.
So by being smart,
with a clean shoe,
yes. So by simply being smart, being in time, doing your work the way it's supposed to be done, not taking bribes, doing everything the way a good person is supposed to do that, you influence people, and that is what we call leadership.
What does leadership look like in a home? And who should be the leader in home? Of course, we know the Bible says father is the priest. But priest, for me, that sounds like more spiritual than the physical things that we see in a home.
Yeah. Interesting that you mention a home.
Yeah.
In a home setup, there is an organogram, like it is in an organization, where the father is the leader. But you might be surprised who holds the influence in the home.
The children.
You might be surprised that the maid... The maid might hold the influence. You know why? Because in some homes, parents are not present. So who spends more time with the children?
The maid.
The maid.
Yeah.
So they have built such a connection with the maid that when the mother says do something, they may not quite do it. But when the maid says come, the child will come.
Yes.
So who can be a leader? Anyone can be a leader. Beginning with the father. And I think when we talk about leadership in a home, the best place to start is servant leadership. Last week we talked about a father being involved in household chores. Servant leadership is about serving your family. By me washing cups and plates, by me cleaning up the house and sweeping and mopping sometimes, it doesn't strip me of my title as a father. So we need to stop being obsessed with titles and pick up towels and serve our families. When Jesus washed the disciples' feet, it didn't make him any less of who he was. He was secure in his identity, and that's why he was able to serve. So the good place to start in a home is to think about service. When you think about how can I serve my family at home, all that is leadership. How can I do better? How can I do a better job? How can I serve my clients more? That is leadership.
That's easy when you talk about washing utensils at home, but is it easy to be a wananchi, a small little guy at the workplace? Because you're saying because it's easy to wash the plates at home. Either way, they are mine. If the plates are dirty, I can't eat. But is it easy to be the boss and yet serve even at the workplace? Because sometimes it's not easy, yeah?
You know, it begins with letting go of the ego. It begins with...
those chips on the shoulders.
Exactly. Put them aside.
Yeah.
Put them aside, because when you serve people... And you know something? It's amazing. I was president of an association, and I used that position to serve the club. And this is what would happen. So when guests would come in, I would walk to them and greet them, shake their hands, and welcome them. Now later on when the meeting starts, they realize, oh, the person who welcomed me is the president.
The usher is the president.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I then realized that people were inclined to be part of the club and even register as members. Why? Because the leader was willing and humble enough to serve. And that is the thing that we can see when a leader stoops down to serve. Why? Because it will not make you any less of who you are. Instead, it will fuel your ability to connect with people and relate with them when you serve them in a leadership position.
So what you're saying is that there is elevation in serving. Is that when you serve, people are you're in turn getting influence when you're serving.
Absolutely.
Is it easy to influence people? Because people, man, they're just big heads.
Yeah.
They're just And how do we get to that place of influence? Because influence is the thing. Because I know that leadership is influence. That when I say, come we go, and people follow me, that's leadership. Yeah. How do we get to that place of influence?
Good question. When we think about influence, the first thing to start is, I would mention 2 quick things, maybe 3. One is your competence.
Okay.
Be good at what you do.
Yeah.
When you are good at what you do, people respect you.
Okay.
When you do your work so well, you are a competent worker.
Yeah.
You people respect you, and so people are naturally inclined to follow you because of how good you are at what you do. So one is competence. But the second thing is character.
Okay.
Be a person of good character.
What does good character look like?
Good character simply means having the right morals, ethics, and having integrity.
Okay.
So that is character. Be a trustworthy person.
Okay.
Be a truthful person. Do things that are right, ethical, and just. So having character.
Because when you talk about leadership and you say character, I think for me is someone who is enthusiastic, someone with charisma. That for me would mark out as character.
Character. And maybe the third is what you've just mentioned, charisma. So charisma has to do with the way you carry yourself, the way you articulate your vision, the way you connect and relate with people.
Yes.
I think if you have those 3, you will influence people.
Okay.
People will be influenced by your example. People will be inclined to follow you. When you command, people will follow. When you ask, people will come. When you suggest, people will do. Why? Because you hold a certain level of influence. There are people who may hold a position, but when they suggest, nobody cares what they have said because they don't hold any influence. And if you look back, it might be that they don't connect well with people. It might be that they are saying do something and yet they are themselves not doing it. So because of that, you lose respect, and therefore that person cannot influence you.
So you talk about double standards, and it's a thing that leaders enjoy because people are not accountable,
Yeah.
How does someone run away from being a double standard leader? Because sometimes what we're telling people to do may not be the most favorite thing to do for people, and yet you're more inclined to do the thing that people enjoy. And that may come off as wrong leadership or even bad leadership because you want to do what the people want, but then it's not what is correct. How do I run away from being a double standard leader?
The best way to run away from being a double standard leader is to master the art of self-discipline.
Okay. Discipline.
What does that mean? Self-discipline. Discipline that begins with you. It's self-discipline simply means do what you have to do, when you have to do it, whether you feel like it or not.
Okay.
If I could give you an example, there is this man who was quite a famous preacher. So he was traveling, and on this particular trip, he was making transition through an airport, way far away from home. So he goes into these shops, these duty-free shops in the airport. And as he's looking, he comes across a site which had pornographic material. And in that moment, he wanted to take a closer look, perhaps even buy the magazine. Because he felt no one knows me here, no one even knows what I do. But he put that aside and he moved straight across and walked out of the shop. So on his way out of the shop, someone comes running after him and says, "Pastor, you forgot your bag." Now you imagine if someone had noticed this guy has bought a pornographic magazine from an age, where is he taking it? And John, that's why some people say, if that person is saved, then even me, I'm saved. Why? Because they know how they live. So it's very important for us to understand that we are on camera 24/7. It's important for us to master ourselves. The Bible says, he who conquers a city is strong, but he who conquers himself is mighty. So we need to learn to conquer our desires. We need to learn to conquer ourselves. That is how you will become a person that overcomes double standards.
Leadership comes from inside. This is a good thing that we're talking about here. Let's go for a break. When we come back, we continue to talk about who a leader is and how to build our leadership.
Everybody, my name is Sandra Subi and you're watching Family TV. Ow!
No way, as long as you lead my way. Yo, Wagwan people, well, it's Scoopy Bly representing Christ to the fullest, and you tuned in and watching Family TV, Gospel Vibes, Nata Didal Blessing.
Yo, what's up, everyone? Yo, what's up, everyone? It's your girls, a bully on the mic, the woman of steel, and you were chilling with some special on Gospel Vibes on Family TV every Thursday, 4 p.m. Don't touch that dial. We love you.
Welcome back from that very short break. My name is John Nkore, and we're glad that you are still tuned into the Family Talk Show. We're having this conversation with Ainebyoona from Inspired Leaders International. I was about to say Uganda. These guys are serious. They are not small people. Today we talk about leadership and how we can harness our leadership to even go yonder. And so let's continue the conversation. Ainebyoona, tell me about the first steps of being a leader. If I notice and say I want to be a leader, I'm interested, do I just go and apply to be a prefect or an MP? Like, are there things that I can do to improve self?
Okay.
That can help me get to that leadership place?
Okay. The first thing is what you've just mentioned. Recognize. Recognize that you are a leader. In your own right, wherever you are, you can be a leader. So recognize that anyone, anywhere can be a leader. That's the first place to start. Why? Because if we do not recognize that, then we shall say, those ones are for people in certain positions, therefore that's not my thing. And that was me for a long time. Until I recognized that, by the way, in my own right, I am a leader. So if I can develop my leadership ability and capability and capacity, then the world can become a better place because I have become a better leader. And by the way, there is a law that says the law of the lead. This is according to John Maxwell. And he says that leadership ability is the lead that determines a person's level of effectiveness. Which simply means that if you want to become an effective worker, an effective husband, effective father, effective head of department, effective managing director, effective whatever at you're doing, or organizationally, develop your leadership capability. So the first place is to recognize that you can be a leader and you need to grow your leadership ability. The second thing is now to take the step to begin to do something about it, and this is where we are going. A good place to start is, first of all, identify good resources.
So I walk into
there are books, there are, there's all sorts of materials that you can begin to read about leadership.
And the Bible is one of those.
Absolutely. Beautiful. The number one book on leadership is the Bible. Because everything in there is about leadership. Jesus was the best leader that ever lived. And there are so many lessons that we can learn from him. So leadership begin with identifying resources. This is like your toolbox. Every person to be effective, a mechanic to be effective has got to have a toolbox. So even you to become effective at leadership, you need to have kind of a leadership toolbox. So in there are books, in there are videos that you can watch, in there are there's a lot of content that you can study.
Yeah, pens and notebooks for you to write
Check
down
notes.
Yeah.
Thank you. Begin to read on the subject. Begin to understand what leadership is.
Yeah.
Learn from what others have done and what they have not done.
Yeah.
The third thing, and perhaps one of the most important, is to get to apply what you've studied.
Okay.
Why? Because attending a leadership seminar for 3 days does not guarantee that you are now a leader.
Okay.
No, it's when you take that into application.
Okay.
So in a sense, leadership is not taught, it is caught.
Okay.
It is caught by doing the things that leaders do.
Okay.
So if you read a book and you are told that now leaders need to be people of good character, now begin to start.
Yes.
If you learn that leaders have got are problem solvers, don't be the one that complains about problems.
Solve the problem.
Solve the problem.
Yeah.
Take initiative.
Yeah.
Be a listener.
Yeah.
Begin to do the things that leaders
are doing. Yes.
Because it is in the doing that we become leaders.
Talk to me about people resource, because when you say that tool has to have books and pens and videos. I think that toolbox should also have contacts of people.
Absolutely.
Who I can be able to first of all be accountable to, but also learn from.
Yes.
And what kind of people should those be?
Okay. When we talk about that, the quick thing that comes to my mind is what we call mentorship. But also what the Bible calls discipleship. Okay. Because Jesus went about his work not alone, but with a team of 12 people. And so he was training, discipling, mentoring, equipping all these people. Yes. We see Paul mentoring Timothy. Yeah. And so there is a lot of mentorship that has to happen. And one of the core ingredients of the leadership toolbox is mentors and coaches. So we need to have people that we can look up to for mentorship. These could be people that you can meet with physically and work with them, people that you can have regular conversations with on a regular basis.
Not a John Maxwell who is in Bulaya.
There is also a place for that.
Okay.
There is a place. I have not met John Maxwell in person, but I have been mentored by him.
Do you long for the day you meet him?
Do I long? Well, if it comes, it would be a good thing.
I think about that day and I'm thinking, I'll be ready. I'm getting ready for that day.
You're getting ready for that day. So I enjoy reading his material. It has shaped me, mentored me, and equipped me to become what I am. So there are mentors that people that will mentor you from a distance. Yes. But then there are also people here. Yes. Our own parents. Yeah. And that's how life was designed, you know?
Actually,
Children are designed to be trained and mentored by their parents.
Yes.
Because you cannot expect the government, the Sunday school, to do for you what you're not doing at home. Yeah. It does not work like that. So the parent has to be involved in mentoring of their children. That is the best place to start. And then incorporating other people. You know, someone who is doing well in business, there is a place for mentorship and apprenticeship. So you learn more when you see other people doing something. Yeah. That mentorship is very important for a leader.
Does it become easy when I probably apply for a job or apply for a position or politics? Does it become easy? Is it easier that way, perhaps, to just enter leadership like that? And would you recommend just show up and do and try out and fall into things?
It is good for you to try out. No doubt about it. It is good for you to try out. Why? Because these positions have to be filled. Okay. And if the good people, sometimes all it takes for evil to prosper is for good people to do nothing. I'll say that again. Yeah. All it takes for evil to prosper is for good people
just being there
to do nothing. Yes. So if we say politics is a dirty game, if that is the message we are spreading, the mafias and the bad guys, the wrong people, are going to go in there and they are going to come up with the rules that you and I will have to follow.
I'm going to come to.
So we need good people in these positions. Yeah. So please, if that is your calling, if that is your passion, if that is where you have chosen to be, please go. Yeah. We shall support you. We shall cheer you on. We shall train you. We shall mentor you to become the best leader that we can be. Yeah. So we need to have people at all positions. So if that is your calling, if that is your passion, if that is your purpose, please don't shy away. Go for it.
And you recommend Christians to actually go for?
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, because in the Bible we see the government at the head of things. The government working hand in hand with the church. Yeah. So we cannot separate the two. We have to have the two together.
Yeah, in fact, the reason why people were so angry about Jesus is that they had thought that he had come to overthrow the government.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah. So we need Christians, we need good people in these places. Why? Because when we take these biblical leadership principles into these positions, we have a smooth system.
Yeah.
We have wonderful, amazing things happening because good people are making things happen.
Yeah.
When there's a proverb that says when the evil people get into certain positions, people will cry. And that is what happens when good people shy away from these opportunities.
Good. We can't talk about leadership and not talk about communication.
Yes.
So let's talk about it. How talking is a thing that some people shy away from.
Yes.
A good leader has to be a good speaker.
Yes.
Talk to us about that, and how do we grow good oratory skills?
The first place is to recognize the place of communication in leadership.
Yeah.
And let me just give you maybe 3 statistics.
Yeah.
One is that people who fear public speaking
Yeah.
get paid 10% less
Okay.
than those who don't.
Yeah.
So that's very important.
Yeah.
People who fear public speaking get paid 10% less
Yeah.
than those who don't. The second one
Okay.
is about promotion, and it says that the fear of public speaking inhibits promotion to management
Okay.
by 15%.
Okay.
And believe you me, I've had people come to me say, look, I have been working on this job for 20 years.
I've done my best, but they're promoting these guys apart
Exactly.
from me. Yeah.
You've probably seen people who are not as competent as you are, and they are
Yes.
being promoted. It
Yeah.
has a lot to do with how they communicate.
Yeah.
I know someone who worked on a job for 20 years, very good at what they do,
Yes.
but did not pass the interview for promotion. And the
Yeah.
feedback they got was that you were not confident in expression.
Yeah. Yeah. But
last-
they could perform.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The last one is about a study that was done to identify the top 10 fears.
Yeah.
So they found that in number 2 position was the fear of public speaking. And in number 6 position was the fear of death.
Okay.
Okay?
So people fear to speak more than to die.
Bring it, exactly. So bring it more to a life situation. If you're at a funeral or a burial,
Yeah.
Someone would rather be in the casket
Okay.
than stand and give a eulogy.
Okay.
And
Yeah,
I don't think that is what it should be.
Okay.
So
okay.
communication it's the language of leadership. It's how leaders communicate. Because a leader, you're going to project a vision. And if you can communicate this vision so well, so convincingly, so passionately, and people catch it, they will run and accomplish whatever it is you're communicating. So
talk to us about growing that communication skill, and then we'll close this conversation.
all right.
Yeah.
Similar to what we mentioned about leadership,
Yeah.
realize that you need to learn how to communicate better.
Yes.
Secondly, identify resources.
Yeah.
There are books that you can read. There are courses that you can attend. At Inspired Leaders, we offer a certificate in public speaking.
Yeah.
There are so many. Toastmasters is one of them.
Yeah.
Platforms where you can be equipped with the opportunity to speak. And the most important thing is the doing. Because we learn how to speak by speaking.
Yes, exactly.
We learn how to speak by speaking.
Yeah, you can't just read a book
Exactly.
and not practice.
Exactly. It's not like swimming where you read a book and then you think you can swim. No.
Yeah, my friend.
Overcome
Yeah.
overcome the fear.
Yes.
Do it afraid.
Yeah.
Feel the butterflies in your stomach,
Yeah.
but it's okay.
But
Allow
do
them
it.
to fly in formation.
Yes.
But step on the stage.
Yes.
Do it afraid.
Yeah.
But do it.
Yeah.
So step up.
Yeah.
Stand up
Yeah.
and speak out.
Yeah.
Speak. Because we only learn how to speak by speaking.
This is a good conversation. Now, I'll just be asking him how we can connect with him. If I want to learn and grow with you and under you, how do I get in touch with you? You have shared that you work with Inspired Leaders International.
Yes.
Where is that? Do you have offices? How can I get in touch?
Yeah, sure. We do have offices on Mawanda Road. You can reach us directly. You can reach me as the contact person for the company. I'll be happy to take you up and mentor you, train you, and equip you on leadership and communication. You can also follow us on social media. Inspired Leaders on Facebook, at Inspired Lead on Twitter. All those are opportunities where you can find ways you can better yourself in this game of leadership and communication. And just to close off this, John Maxwell says something beautiful. He says, everything rises and falls on leadership. And leadership rises and falls on communication. So it's critical and incumbent upon us to equip ourselves with the art of leadership and the art of communication.
Good. Maybe just one more. Just share your email if you want to write my thoughts to you today. Maybe just share with us your email.
Okay.
So if there's anyone, a young man out there, because now we are at home, it would be nice to just get in touch.
Sure.
Yeah.
My email address is abrjesse2006@gmail.com.
abrjesse2006
2006@gmail.com. Yeah.
Thanks so much for having this conversation with us and allowing us to evade your home because it's COVID. We can't allow you in our offices.
Yes.
Studios. Thanks so much for watching the Family Talk Show. We catch up again next week here on the Family TV. My name is John Nkore, and may you have a blessed week.